Rain falling across the water, mist is rising on the mountainside. Leaves are blooming in the ash tree. Robin's looking for something sweet. Where I'm sitting beneath the eaves, not one drop will find me. A little seedling is breaking through, persistent as the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I go walking through the trees, the water dances over stones. The April morning is clean and new, but a breeze has brought the Beneath the eaves, not one drop will find me. A little ceiling is breaking through where I'm sitting beneath the eaves. Not one drop will find me. A little ceiling is breaking through, persistent as the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie. Hey everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Inside Live with me, Alice Howe.
And me, Freebo. And we're happy to be here, and we're happy you're here with us.
Thank you for watching on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and on Twitch. If you are watching on Facebook, we would love if you would just take a moment to hit the share button. Helps more people find the show.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to our listeners on the radio at WPVM LP 103.7 in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yep, we're happy to be there with you there. And we're happy for our wonderful guests tonight,
Yes.
Crys Matthews and Heather Mae, and we'll bring them in a couple minutes, right?
We will. I've been waiting to have them on for quite a while. I can't wait to hear from them and share some stories and some songs. So I thought I'd start out with a newer song of mine. It's called Fantasy or Fate. I'm a voyeur for your history, looking through your photographs, like I'm trying to get inside them. I'm so jealous of your past. If only I had been there to make your life complete. What cruel and tender goddess decided when we'd meet? Well, you say that you were different then, with drugs and rock and roll. Still I know I would have loved you and your sweet unchanging soul. I'd give anything to be there or to turn you back in time. But these days are no less precious. I'm so proud to call you mine. Call it good luck, call it bad, call it fantasy or fate. Well, our timing might be perfect, or I might have come too late. But these doubts are just distractions, dancing round the truth. I've never felt so good as when I'm alone with you. I confess to all my envy for the girls you had before. All your lust and indiscretion, ones you cared so deeply for. Still I hold on to my notion that though they played their part, they never fully treasured all the beauty of your heart. Call it good luck, call it bad, call it fantasy or fate. Well, our timing might be perfect, or I might have come too late. But these doubts are just distractions, dancing round the truth. I've never felt so good as when I'm alone with you. You might think I'm crazy, but you just don't understand. Something this amazing might not come around again. These words have been imprisoned locked away so long that when I gave them freedom, they poured out in this song. You are strong, but you are gentle. You're my finest loving man. And you know I'd like a lifetime, but I'll take all that I can. Call it good luck, call it bad, call it fantasy or fate. Well, our timing might be perfect, or I might have come too late. But these doubts are just distractions, dancing round the truth. I've never felt so good. No, I've never felt so good. Oh, I've never felt so good as when I'm alone with you. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here on tonight's 30th episode of Inside Live. We started the show September 2nd of 2020 when it felt like the pandemic was just interminable, and kind of still feels like that, but we do see the light at the end, and I'm just really I'm happy that this show has kind of gotten us through, right, Freebo?
No, it really has. It's helped us. Hopefully, it's helped you, and it's part of the new normal. This isn't going to go away. I mean, we're going to go back out on the road, and other people are going to be doing live shows. But something about the streaming thing is really very cool. Yeah. We feel great that we can have people all over the country and all over the world. We had a couple of people tuning in from Israel last week, and England. So
Japan.
Yeah, Japan. So it's really nice to be able to do this, and we actually hope that we can maybe do some streaming stuff from some live shows when we're on the road, which would be really cool. So we can bring you with us.
So tonight's guests, I have just been so excited about this show. We got it in the books about a month ago. I've been looking forward to it. I love these two people as human beings and as artists. Their names are Heather Mae and Crys Matthews. They're powerful songwriters and singers on their own, but together they're just extra, extra wonderful.
Heather Mae and Crys.
Let's bring them in,
Hi,
Brandon.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
Oh my gosh, hi. Thanks so much for having us. So nice to be in your home. It's lovely here.
Yeah. Nice to be in your home.
Thank you. You're in our dining room currently, right now.
Uh-huh.
It's lovely. I love, as you said, the Grammy placeholder behind you.
She's just waiting. She's just ready.
Just hoping. One day. Maybe 20 years from now.
Hi, you guys. How's it going?
Maybe less.
Maybe
going
less.
great.
You never know.
It's going really well.
Hey, it's beautiful here. It's before sunset in Southern California. Lovely day today. I'm assuming the spring is beginning to happen for you guys. Is that true?
Yeah, we had
spring?
lots of rain.
It's just
very
a rainy,
springy rain.
Yep, which is not terrible because we now, like right at the very beginning of the pandemic, we moved into a little Craftsman, a house, and it has a porch.
Yeah.
So I can sit on the porch as it's pouring rain.
Oh,
That's
love
great.
that.
That's great. Yep.
That is beautiful. You
It
guys
is
are in the
everything
DC area, right?
Yep, we are. We're in the DC area. Yep. And it was just pouring down rain. It was gray, but it was spring, and it's the beginning of warm weather here.
Yeah.
So, which is so nice after the longest winter of our entire lives.
Really?
Yes, for everybody alive.
Winter in many senses too, not just
yes, in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys we'll definitely get into chatting about anything that comes to mind, but we'd love to start off with some music from you
please.
too. So would you start us off with a song?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you think? You want to start?
I feel like you would be. The song that you've picked is so perfect.
So this is a song that I actually wrote on the West Coast. This was the last little adventure I got to have, I think, before the pandemic. This was taking the Coast Starlight from just outside of San Francisco all the way up to a little bit south of Corvallis, Oregon. And this song is called Exactly Where You Are.
I've traveled all across this land, up the Gold Coast and back home again. Found common ground round every bend, and far fewer strangers than I've found friends. A little princess drawing at breakfast with wonder in her eyes. An immigrant on the phone with her abuela saying goodbye. Planes and trains and buses too. No us and them, just me and you. Yeah, yeah. And every person's like a book with a story yet to tell. A hidden gem buried deep within the depths of their well. Hello, how's it going? How's your journey been so far? It's nice to meet you, exactly where you are. Yeah. I've been from sea to shining sea, from Mendocino to Carolina Beach. And what I found town after town is folks getting right back up when life knocks them down. A sweet widow from Ohio who still sings with every track. A rambling man with his whole life packed upon his tired back. Planes and trains and buses too. No us and them, just me and you. And every person's like a book with a story yet to tell. A hidden gem buried deep within the depths of their well. Hello, how's it going? How's your journey been so far? It's nice to meet you, exactly where you are. As I've journeyed far and wide, I've tried to reach out across the great divide, across those knowns and those unknowns that keep us in opposing corners so alone. This or that, insert whatever social construct that you like. I hope all our better angels take the wheel for a while. Planes and trains and buses too. No us and them, just me and you. Just me and you. Just me and you, yeah. Just me and you, yeah. And every person's like a book with a story yet to tell. A hidden gem buried deep in the depths of their well. Hello, how's it going? How's your journey been so far? It's nice to meet you, exactly where you are.
That's great. Two guys. Too bad you guys aren't happy playing together.
I know, we don't have any fun together at all. I don't know how in the world we've survived this pandemic together.
There's terrible
joy.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Harmonies are great, by the way. You guys really,
Thank you so
really
much.
sound wonderful.
and the phrasing is so tight too. I
Yeah.
love, not just the notes, but you guys have
job, way to
obviously
nail
done
it.
these songs
Kill it.
together.
Not surprised.
So
Not
much.
surprised.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
She's
too.
an Aries sun. I am an Aries moon. So
Oh,
what
that
that
explains
means,
it. Yeah,
So much trouble. So much trouble.
that's why the harmonies are so tight. I got it.
That's right.
that's why we just, for those of you who are listening on the radio, we just straight up high-fived on air because, We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, it feels real good. So thank
nice.
you. You know, keep it coming, Freebo. Keep it coming.
we're so I'd say the four of us are so fortunate that we have like someone we can continue to make music with and harmonize
Yeah,
with
most
throughout this
definitely.
time, because I know
Totally.
so many musicians are missing that. There's something about having another voice in the room that's just, there's no comparison to that.
The right
Totally.
voice.
Right, the
Right.
Yes.
yeah, not just any.
Nothing worse than the wrong voice. You know.
So
In the room.
you guys, in your bio, in your combined bio, you talk about how this new generation of social justice music makers, that you guys are both, and I would completely agree, at the forefront of that list. And I'm just curious how you each came to that definition and that place in your writing and your art.
Do you want to?
Yeah, well, because there's a lot happening in the world and we can't be quiet.
That's the long and short of it.
That's the long and short of it. For me personally, my voice was ripped away from me, and I was so angry. I got nodules on my vocal cords. I think, Alice, you know this, but
I do know that, yeah.
Yeah, I got nodules on my vocal cords in 2013, and I had them for a very long time, and the anger, that Aries anger of, I can't believe I lost my chance. And I couldn't figure out what it was, and then I realized what it was is that it was just all these words I didn't get to sing. And I literally made a vow. Like I literally made a vow to the goddess, is what I call her. You know, you could call her anything, whatever you believe. That if I got my voice back, I would dedicate it to making the world a better place. And so for me, that's a variation of, I loved yesterday you had an interview with Ray Zaragoza, and she called it social change activism, or social change activists. And I call myself a social justice songwriter, but I love that it's about social change, not just justice. It's about changing everything.
Yeah.
And so it's, for me, there's a lot of different topics that I write about, and currently I've really been writing a lot about body liberation, women's empowerment, and mental health.
Yeah.
For me, my journey was, kind of event specific, really. Once when Trayvon Martin was killed, it just really broke me in a very, very specific way. And I wrote a song about him called "Don't Forget My Name." And that same year, that same album, that was on Come What May, I also wrote a song about marriage equality, because at that time I was getting ready to be married, and it was something about the responsibility of another person's happiness. Just really made me want the world to be a much, much better place. And so it was kind of all I could do. Every time I sat down to try to write a song, it was just like there was something about social justice that was coming out. So I didn't try to turn it off. I just kept on writing those songs and kept on singing that truth. So yeah.
That's so great, you guys. I find it to be really brave and really authentic, and I follow both your careers, and you're both just very inspiring people. So
you are too, both of you.
Same to both
It's
of you.
definitely a love fest in the room tonight, for sure.
No, it kind of takes me back to the days when I was, getting into rock and roll in the 60s and the 70s, and you had Crosby, Stills and Nash and Neil Young, and in the folk world, Dylan and Joan Baez, and so many people who were talking and singing about social issues. It was actually getting played on the radio.
Right.
On big time radio. Unfortunately, there's not much of that now, but it doesn't mean that we can't express our opinions and our thoughts, our trials, our tribulations, share your voice like you're talking about, Heather Mae, and say, you know what, it doesn't matter what size platform it is, it's about me expressing myself. I'm going to find a platform, and you guys are doing it, and it's a lot of people who aren't doing it, they say, well, the time has passed. The time hasn't passed.
Oh,
That's
no.
really wonderful.
As long as there are people breathing on the planet, the time will not be passed.
yes.
And people who have had their breath taken from
Yes,
them
exactly.
on the planet as well.
Yeah.
And I will even that I think that there's a second wave. So this is something that we get a lot is, you're so inspiring. where are the young
Where are
social
the
justice
singers?
And I'm like, have you heard
Yeah.
Alicia Keys' her latest album?
Yeah.
Have you been listening to John Legend? Like
Yeah.
John Legend just released a whole slew of songs that are all about stand up and fight, right? And those are major artists.
Pop artists,
But there's a new wave of justice, and when I say that, I mean I've had this conversation with Alice, that if you are a person who has any kind of oppressed identity at all, if you are a LGBTQ person, if you are a black and brown person, if you are
You're a woman.
You are a woman and you are touring and singing, there was a time when we were not allowed to do that. You are a justice warrior. And so I dare to even say that, like, there's a whole new wave that's coming, especially in the younger generation. You can really see it.
Yeah. No, it's really inspiring, and I love to see that, like, your fans, Heather, I know, are a younger crew, and they totally resonate with your message and what you're saying, and even if you're not any of those, you can be an ally like Freebo.
Totally. Oh my gosh.
100%.
Without our allies, what would we
Exactly.
be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, we all want to share our voices, and we all have our issues, you know, and times we feel empowered and times we feel not empowered, and sometimes we feel the world is against us, and at some point, you know, you have to go inside, say, wait a second, I am who I am, and you reach out for the empowerment, and then you share it with other people because they're going through the same thing. So, I'd like to actually share a song with you all and with our audience that kind of goes along with that, and I want to send it out. I just was seeing on the chat, we've got a friend in Okinawa, Japan, who's watching.
Yeah, we've got.
And another friend of mine is watching from Australia. And he's a flight attendant, happens to be in Australia. Michael, Mocha, welcome. And so, this is a song that, you know, you talk about doing all these things, but, you know, we have to get up the courage to do it. And this song it talks about all about that. It's obviously it's personal for me, but I think it's somewhat universal. The song is called "If Not Now, When." Alice, you want to pick up the bass?
Yeah.
I'll take out my headphones here.
Oh God, this thing gets heavier every time.
Yeah, it does. It's just getting weaker. Just gotta... You ready?
I'm ready. Wait. Okay.
There you go. Ready? When I was a young boy, I had these dreams, and time didn't matter, or so it seemed. Now I'm still a dreamer, I was back then. But time keeps screaming, if not now, when? Hundreds of heartaches and broken down plans, so many what ifs, and what if I can't? My fear held me captive, caged in a pen. It's time to break free, boy. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend, oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I'll make this vow, I swear amen. My time is now, if not now, when? Doubting and blaming, it's time to let them go, 'cause this healing journey, it can go so slow. But I hear these voices again and again. They keep on calling. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. Oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I'll make this vow. I'll swear amen. My time is now. If not now, when? We're getting back on the road. Check this out.
Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down that eastern seaboard. Got my diesel wound up and she's running like never before. There's a speed zone ahead, alright, but I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby bye-bye. I could have a lot of lovers, but I don't need no other guy. I could find one to hold me tight, but I could never make believe it's alright. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Got my 10 forward gears and my sweet Georgia overdrive. Taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide. I just passed a Jimmy and White. I've been passing everything in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Tell him, Freebo.
Well, my rig's a little old, but that don't mean she's slow. I got a flame from a stack and my smoke's blown black and cold. You know my hometown's coming in sight. If you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Back to the tune. It's time to take this leap of faith without a net. Hello to destiny and goodbye regret. If not now, when? If not me, who? If not me, who? I can't pretend. I can't pretend, 'cause I know it's true. 'Cause I know it's true. I make this vow. I make this vow. I swear amen. I swear amen. My time is now. If not now, when? I make this vow. I swear amen. My time is now. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not now, when?
Fantastic.
I dug that.
Jamming out over here. We have the backup harmonies. It's so great.
Oh, I would have loved to hear that.
I mean, we will do it just live
no.
next time.
That'd be great.
Can't wait.
It will happen, y'all.
In
Absolutely.
fact, we might be coming through your neck of the woods this
Come
summer.
on out.
We
What?
We
What
might
are
need
you-
to have a conversation about
Well,
that.
yeah, we can even start it here. There's a wonderful place called the Mansion on O Street.
yeah.
Oh, of
Fantastic.
course. I've played there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so have we. They've been very generous, and we
Awesome.
love
We
supporting
love to
them.
plug them whenever we can, and we were
We
thinking
do.
of doing a little benefit for them, and maybe you
And we'd
guys
like
would
to
be
invite
interested
you
in-
guys to do it with us.
Hey.
We
Yes.
consider us telling you this
telling
is
you
awesome
yes.
and we're interested.
Great.
Okay, good.
Especially
We'll
if it
talk
means I
later.
get to do like the mazes of that place. It is so
Oh, you do?
awesome.
So wow.
It's
Have you met Ted and H?
I've met H. I haven't
I've met
Ted.
H.
Yeah.
Well,
Ted
we'll
is
introduce you to
wonderful.
Ted.
Yeah.
You'll like him a lot, and he'll like you guys, and he will definitely give you
As
the
I
tour.
recall, Heather played there and was Paul Williams was a big fan of hers.
It was
all
such a
right.
cool night. My
I
parents
remember
were
hearing
there.
that.
My parents got to sit with Paul Williams. It was like no big deal.
Super
He
cash.
just like happened to be staying there for. I'm an ASCAP member as well, and he was like, there was a ASCAP benefit because they were doing all this stuff here in DC,
Right.
and he was
Right.
here, and he just like came down and watched the show.
I love it.
Yeah, such
No,
a
he's
nice guy. It was so
He's a
amazing.
beautiful guy.
He
Oh,
is.
such
Yeah.
such a sweet soul. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. And the mansion is just such a wonderful, special place. It's that kind of place where
It really is.
someone like that appears and
Just
just
out of nowhere. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
No
Yes.
big deal.
Yeah. Well, I just want to mention before we don't mention it or we
Better
forget
mention
to.
it.
I just want to say that if folks are listening on the radio and they would like to know how to support the artist for tonight's show, they can go to alicehowe.com/support. And for those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, all the info is in the chat to support the artist for tonight. And we will be doing our usual Cordial Cables giveaway. Just we're going to save it. We've changed a little bit about the show. We're going to do just a 1-hour show, and then we're gonna go right into the after party and like let you guys into the Zoom
yes.
room. No intermission. We're just gonna go boom into it.
Come
So-
on in.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
love that.
you guys don't know this yet, but we are actually going to be able to give you, for being our guests on the show, we're sponsored by an amazing instrument cable company called Cordial Cables, and we're going to give you a premium instrument cable and a couple of T-shirts from them. Freebo's modeling the
Yes.
T-shirt.
You better quit right
Fantastic.
now.
So great.
What musician doesn't want
We always need
good
some
cables?
cables.
Oh my gosh, this is so. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. And
Thank
these-
you,
these are-
Cordial. So
Yeah.
sweet
Yeah.
of you.
They've been wonderful supporters of the show, and
Yeah.
and these cables are extra good. They're 99% copper, and they have a lifetime warranty, so they
Yes, my
sound
goodness.
excellent.
Okay.
All right.
We are here for it. Thank you so
Sure.
much. Just came to hang out with some friends, but love a good cake,
You know,
Gifts.
we come bearing gifts to our friends.
That's amazing.
Hey, how about we hear some more music from
Yes.
you guys?
So,
Yeah.
What are you gonna play for us, Heather?
I think so we had a little conversation about social justice and what we do. I think I would love to play a song called Smoke Signals, which is about mental health and reaching out when you need a helping hand. How's that? Sound good?
Sounds great. Sounds
All right.
perfect.
I've been fighting for my life, but the shadows finally run me down. Now this forest is closing in, but I can't make a sound. I can't make a sound. I've got to get to higher ground to ignite the spark left in me. Oh, the air is thick with doubt, but I've got to find my way out. I'm sending smoke signals, 'cause where there's smoke there is fire. I'm sending smoke signals, 'cause where there's hope there's desire to go on. Searching for the light when standing in the sun. I may be lost, but I'm not done. I'm sending smoke signals. I could just give in, let the ground swallow me, swallow me. But what's this all been for? If not to be free, if not to be free. I remember better days, and I hold them close to my chest. us. Oh, go. If you are on because I know we have so many people who are tuning in from all over the world, I usually split my audiences up. But because we are live streaming, I'm gonna have to do this virtually. So I want everybody who is on the who is in the United States right now, I want you to sing this. Signals, smoke, signals, smoke, signals. Let me hear you. Smoke, anywhere else in the world, sing this. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Go. Smoke. Can you hear me? Smoke. Can you keep going? I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still You may not know the amazingness of you. You may not know the significance of your big, beautiful life because somewhere down the line someone told you that you were not good enough and then you believed them. But let me tell you, those were stories that they told you. Those were stories. Those were not truth because listen to me, amazing human. You are made of the same stuff as the sun. The same matter, the same thing that gives us life, that gives everything in our little spot of a galaxy in this great vast universe. You are made of the same stuff as the sun. Remember that. Remember that. Beautiful. Woo!
Oh, thanks.
Beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Powerful.
Wow. Powerful. Yeah.
And the chat was blown up during that, you guys. Just so you know, Heather, just a lot of appreciative comments about just the power of your words and also just you're shining a light on mental health issues. And I know that's a really important subject for you and a personal one.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I wonder if you could speak to that a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. There's zero shame in this corner of the internet over here, because there shouldn't be. You know, 1 in 4 people struggle with mental illness, live with it out loud or in in their own little way, and 1 in 4. I mean, if you look around, just here. Hi, there are 4 people on the screen right now. We should be talking about it more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it shouldn't be something that has any kind of stigma, but it does because nobody wants to be the crazy one in the room. Because the crazy one in the room, he can't be trusted because we've painted crazy people that way. When in fact, it's so normal. Brains are normal. And I have bipolar disorder too, anxiety, general anxiety disorder, seasonal affective disorder. I have so many things happening inside of this brain that frame the way that I see the world. And sometimes it makes it hard to live and because I'm running hot or running low. And at the end of the day, the thing that gets me through is honestly talking about it. And just like anybody would walk into like the office and say to their coworker, like, oh my God, had the worst headache yesterday. It should be just as easy to be like, oh my God, I had the worst panic attack yesterday. It should be that simple. And so I am using, because music is so powerful, it's such a powerful vehicle. Yeah. And that's what I do. So I'm using my story and my songs to help eradicate stigma.
That's beautiful. And you know what's also really nice about it, Heather, is that there's so many singer-songwriters who don't want to get too personal,
right.
You know, put things in the third person, say, well, I don't really want to talk about that. I want to put on such and such a front. And my biggest admiration, and respect is for those of us, I like to include myself in that, who share our personal story and put it all on the line, because it turns out that other people go, oh, wow, she's just like me. And that's very powerful stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think for those, there are, I say this, I so, because I love you, Freebo, and you and I respect you, love one another so much, and you're my buddy. I want to say I totally agree with you. Yes, and at the same time, because I mean, sure, there was a time when you weren't comfortable coming out, right?
Absolutely.
And so I want to say to those people that aren't able to, like, I have such privilege that as like to be able to come out in my business and be like, I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Because
you're your own boss. You won't fire yourself.
I'm my own boss. Well, Lord, my boss tries to fire me.
You
all
tried.
the time.
I was gonna say, yeah. She's just working on that.
And so, but what is awesome is that those people will find the time when they feel safe and ready to come out. Oh my gosh, I need you to know that our dog right now is attacking all of the cables.
She's never done that.
She's never done that.
Cordial cable.
Yeah, you do.
I think you need some new cables, is what it
We
is.
need a cordial.
She found the other way out.
She found the other way out. She found her way out. But
sounds like your dog is coming out. I mean,
she's coming out.
Yeah.
She's ready to share.
She's getting on up in the years. I think she's feeling seen as we sing
That was
songs like
such a
Smoke
good
Signals.
dad joke. That
You
this
can count
one
on him
right
for
I
that.
always appreciate a good dad joke. I am like, man, known for mine. They're the stuff of legends in this house.
Oh my
So
god.
good. Wow.
what,
We're in
what
good
kind
company.
of what kind of dog is it, by the way? I'm a
She's
big
a
dog
rescue. We
person.
think she's a beagle boxer mix with a little bit of whippet in her. She's 14 and still fast as lightning. And
I've seen pictures of her.
yeah,
She's
Juice,
very cute.
my little pal.
She's
I've had her
the
since she was 8
breed
weeks
cute.
old.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she is the breed cute.
She's the breed cute, is what we would
Oh.
say. She's the other femme in this house. Although this butch over here
way.
thinks that she is not a femme.
She
even
gets
though
served more than I do.
She is a femme through and through.
That's an interesting debate about a dog. I never thought about that.
Me
Oh my
neither.
gosh. When you are
Different opinions, I guess.
LGBTQ, you know what I mean? When you're LGBTQ, or as we like to say, LGBTQ. It's just a fancy way. We try and fancy it up. When you're LGBTQ and in a pandemic, you find anything really to entertain you, such as gendering and gender expressioning, I will say, gender expression in your pets.
Wow. It's been a journey, y'all.
It's been a journey.
It sure has. This has been a year. Thank God for the music and the
Yes,
friendship
Totally.
Oh yeah.
and the puppies.
And the puppies.
So y'all, I think I'll do one more tune maybe, and then
Yeah.
and we'll talk a little bit about Chris's new record, which I definitely want to make sure people hear all about. So there was a request for Twilight. So
Couple
I think-
requests.
I
That's
love
Twilight,
that
yeah.
song so much. Whoever requested that, thank you so
We
much.
thank
I
you.
love that song so much.
Totally.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks, you guys. This is the opening cut off of my record Visions that came out a couple years ago now, and Freebo produced this album. We wrote this song together. I know a dirt road in the late afternoon where the shade and the sunlight gather in pools. There are trees to the right, twisted and wild. To my left is the sea like a glimmering eye. Well, I'm not the first one, and I won't be the last who's come to this crossroads and breezed on past with my destination, my only concern. 1 foot on the gas as the yellow light turns. And there's nothing like being alone at twilight. The ocean and I still and take a deep breath. He's just hoping I will, but my mind keeps on racing till I'm far out of sight, at the end of the road, on the threshold of night. And there's nothing like being alone at twilight, the ocean and I each approaching high tide, held aloft on the waves of my pride. I'm better off walking alone at twilight. Well, the sun's gone down and the twilight is past. That magic hour, it never lasts. It's a long strand of pearls, one that I'll never own. And the answers I seek are the smallest of stones. So I work till I'm tired, then I lay down to rest, and that takes just a bit of this weight off my chest. But the years stretch before me, I admit that it's true. This restless pursuit is what I'm called to do. And there's nothing like being alone at twilight, the ocean and I each approaching high tide, held aloft on the waves of my pride. I'm better off for walking alone. Yeah, I hate to leave being alone at twilight.
So beautiful.
We need you to know
we were
that
going in. We
we
had
were
those harmonies so tight.
stacked.
So tight.
Can't wait. I can't wait to hear it
I
live.
will say, Freebo stole my harmony,
We had to adapt.
so we had to adapt. Thanks
On the fly.
Thanks a lot, Freebo.
I'm sure you guys did it beautifully. I was just thinking as I was singing that, it's like for me, you know, I one way that I care for my mental health is to remind myself to get outside and just
totally.
and it's hard to do, and I can get so in my computer and my phone and inside all day, and it's like whenever I can just be like, no, go out, like take a walk, stop being in your zone, it's so beneficial. It just like it refreshes me so much, and that's so I can relate to just needing to care for your mind. It's we all need to do that.
Oh yeah, so important.
Yeah. And
You know,
did you
you're
know,
talking-
fun fact, oh, so sorry, Freebo.
Well, I was just going to say, earlier you were talking about, you know, crazy and the crazies and people calling us crazy. I always say, you know, it depends on who's calling whom, you know, I mean, you know, according to whom, you know, who's the crazy
asking?
one in the house, right?
According to what level? Who are we comparing me to?
Right. What is the normal? Yeah.
Totally.
What were you gonna say?
There's a fun fact I just recently learned. That it takes the human brain 1 minute, 60 seconds to reset. But you need silence or going outside. There are two things. If you can be quiet for 60 seconds and allow your mind to truly come to standing and be still,
Yeah.
Or even amidst the chaos, which is so funny. I think right now there's so many people who are at it's an unprecedented time and unprecedented level are experiencing mental illness, possibly, or maybe it's just coming to surface for the first time because we don't have the things that we used to have to kind of like
keep us distracted.
Yeah, keep us busy. And so I always say this to my fans: find that 1 minute, either pause, just tell everything to stop, hold on, and reset in your home, or just go outside and look at a tree for like 1 minute. Just be that crazy person who's just like, hold on.
Yes. It's so true. Or like changing your outfit and putting on, whatever makes you feel like a shift in your mind. Like for me, it's like, okay, take the sweatpants off. Like go, just go to the grocery store. Like you can make that shift in so many ways, I think.
Yeah.
And I have a song, believe it or not, since it's a kind of a writers and around, is apropos to all this, and really has to do with speaking your own voice and basically looking in the mirror, and what is my problem, as we blame it on everybody else, but the classic metaphor of seeing the three fingers pointing back at you, and this song has a lot to do with that, and it takes a lot of courage. It's taken me years to be able to look at myself and not blame everybody else and think, oh, I'm just fine, and realize that, wait a second, we all have our stuff. So I'd like to share that song with you. Let me just put this
before you do,
okay,
I just want to make sure before we are off the radio, I want to ask Chris about your new record, which is doing so well on the radio. You are on Sirius XM. Your record is called Changemakers, and I know Heather Mae had a hand in some vocals and maybe some production. I'm just wondering if you guys
produced song number 4 there called How Many More. We produced that here in the home. Heather took liberties and just nailed it. It was such an important song that I didn't want to wait for that one to come out, as I knew I was gonna have to wait for the rest of the album, and she very graciously agreed and put her talents in a new dimension, which was amazing. But wonderful. It came out March 26th and is doing so well. It's always nerve-wracking releasing a social justice song, but this is an entire album of social justice music. But it was needed, and it seems to be resonating very deeply with people. So I'm very, very happy that I took that leap and went for it, because there's this beautiful Ani DeFranco quote where she says, "People used to make records as in a record of an event," and this album is kind of a record of an event of these last 4 years and what it has been like and what it has been like and what it has brought to light here in this country for so many of us. So thanks for showing it some love. I hope folks will go check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, congratulations.
And where can people find that record?
Well, you can find it digitally anywhere you get music. It's just Crys Matthews, CRYS, and Matthews with 2 T's. And the album is called Changemakers with an S.
Great.
And then, of course, you can pick up signed copies at chrismatthews.com.
Great. And Brandon is putting all that info in the chat, too, so you guys can check it out, including Heather Mae's info online as well. Yeah. So I think what we're going to do is have Freebo take us out with a tune, and then we're just going to keep it rolling. It's like nothing's even going to change. If you guys are watching on Facebook and YouTube, you can keep watching there. If you would like to join us, though, in the Zoom after party, it's really easy to just enter the meeting ID and password and actually appear in the room with us, and you can say hi and ask a question, and if you want to clap a little bit after the songs, it's really nice to get that feedback for us. So we hope you'll join us and be brave and put your face on the camera.
I ain't running no more. I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. I was caught in my confusion and illusion of my own, paralyzed and staring at the floor. Could have used a helping hand, 'cause I couldn't understand what all the fight and suffering was for. But I ain't running no more. I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. I was running on empty. I was running like the wind. No confronting, I was running out the door. Felt ashamed and I was blaming, just a victim of my own. Now I'm done and I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many before. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. All those stories of old, they don't need to be told. I'll dry up the tears of my journey, and I'll face all the fears that I've run from for years. But I ain't running no more. I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more. I ain't walking out the door. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more like so many times before. I ain't running no more. I ain't running no more. No more. No more. No more.
Yay!
Yeah. So great, Freebo.
Freebo, I love that one.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Oh, it's a sweet song. Hey,
Totally.
before we sign off on the radio, thank you, Heather Mae and Chris Matthews. Thank you,
Thank
Freebo.
you.
I'm Alice Howe. You've been listening on WPVM FM in Asheville, North Carolina, 103.7.
Mm-hmm.
See you later.
See you in a
And
minute.
cut. That's always so
good.
odd. It's like this moment that's not a real thing, but we have to make it real. And now we can swear and we can talk about
Oh,
money
good to
and
know.
we can
So let's do
My
that.
bad.
Let's talk about Cordial Cables and our giveaway.
Now that
and-
we're free to do so, before we welcome folks into the room, I just want to say we really appreciate your donations for tonight. We can't say that on the radio. We have to be very vague. So PayPal, Venmo, you can mail me a check to my P.O. box. You can use a credit card on my website at alicehowe.com/support, and we're splitting all the money between the artists tonight. And we're also giving a portion of all the proceeds from all Inside Live shows in the month of March to Planned Parenthood in honor of Women's History Month. So
So
we are
good.
proud to do that. Yeah. So thank you all for your contributions. Even if you can give $5, $10, it helps us a lot. And
we appreciate
if
it.
you
We
can't
really do.
and you want to keep watching and you want to just share the show instead, tell a friend about it. We appreciate that too.
And we all have Patreon.
Oh yes,
accounts.
we
Yeah.
all
talk
have
about that a little
Patreon.
bit.
That is a
Sure do.
great thing to mention.
Yes.
Good job,
Yeah,
Freebo.
Patreon.
Way to go,
Well,
Freebo.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Heather Mae, you're so good at this. Why don't you tell the folks?
Tell us about
give them the
Patreon.
cliff notes
Yeah.
bit about
Yeah.
Patreon.
Okay, totally. So Patreon, so everybody kind of knows hopefully knows what Netflix is or Hulu, right? So it's a subscription service that is, instead of for TV and movies, it's actually for your favorite artists.
Yeah.
So you pay a small little amount. It starts usually mine, I have as little as $1. I know that Alice, I think you start at $5, right?
Yep.
I
Freebo
started at
starts at
3.
Yep.
3, and I
7,
think
15.
you start at 3 too, right? I'm pretty sure you have a 3. So it starts, literally $1, $3, $5 a month, and you get exclusive access to what I create, what Chris creates, what Freebo, what Alice's creates, and it's different every artist. You know, for me, I have a digital community center because I really want to offer things that my fans can use to help their mental health. So I offer workshops, I offer songwriting lessons, so many things. Chris actually just had a social justice roundtable for her top tier where they gather and she brings in guests to speak about, and it's called the Changemakers Roundtable.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. We had, for Women's History Month, we had me, Kashana, Ray Zaragoza, and Grace Pettis, just all in a room, just talking about justice.
Four women who are all justice songwriters, just like crushing it and blowing everybody's minds.
That's
so
great.
yeah. So Patreon, for musicians, I know the two of you, we offer, all four of us offer, first listen to things to our patrons and secret concerts that nobody else, you can't get anywhere else. So it's really, honestly, it is the most supportive, consistent way to support artists.
It's so true. Can we bring you on to every episode to do that?
Yes.
Just the commercial, just the Patreon commercial.
We're gonna film a Heather Mae commercial. I love that. It's true. So yeah, that's just a great way to support.
I literally was about to go into marketing. I was like, Freebo, how many patrons do you have?
I know.
Well, I just started a couple of weeks ago.
He did.
I've got about 25 now.
That's great.
Yes,
Which is
let's
25
Freebo.
more than I had a couple of weeks ago.
Can we get 5 patrons for Freebo right now so we can hit 30 tonight?
Yes.
And if they do, I have an exclusive recording that I did of Angel from Montgomery.
Come on.
Yes, come on.
No, it's really, really cool.
Hold up,
Full
hold up.
band. And a couple pieces I'm writing.
It's so good. It's beautiful with his band, and you can't hear it anywhere else. He's going to release it down the road, but thank you, Mother.
And they will get a free copy of my book when it's done, and the next CD, all sorts of really cool things. Yeah, and Alice, what do you have?
I have been doing all kinds of different stuff. I'm really enjoying kind of writing more personal essays and really sharing some backstories about older songs of mine, sharing stuff from the archive of songs that I've been recording since I was a teenager. I have so many fun things to share just that no one has ever really heard, and even demos for my new record that I'm starting to put together with Freebo and a drummer and some other musicians here in LA that I'm compiling for the record. And it's just really nice to have a place. I'm sure you guys agree,
to get
a space
the old
to
stuff.
Yeah, because otherwise, we create a lot of stuff, and it's not every single song ends up on a record. So you end up having a lot to share. So
the deep cuts.
We call them in the vault. Songs that are in the vault, they're tucked away. You're not giving them, they're not going anywhere. They're stuck in there for now. And maybe the right producer might come along and be like, this is a good song. But till then, they're just sitting in the vault. And so you pull one out and give it to your patrons. I love that.
That's
so much.
Great. Thank you guys for talking about that.
Yeah.
That's
and Vincent, thank you for the lovely approval of my song. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to do...
Are we going to go to Zoom?
Yeah, we're in Zoom, Freebo. It's happening right now.
I don't see anybody else yet.
That's because Brandon is keeping them in the waiting room.
He is. Brandon,
let him in.
Let him in.
Release the crack.
And did Alice, did I miss something? Do we have people sending in their numbers for the free giveaway?
Well, we haven't announced that yet, but yes, folks,
we have to do
good
that.
Call. Let's do the Cordial cable giveaway. So those of you who know the drill, we picked a secret number between 1 and 100 that I am texting to Brandon right now because I forgot to tell him. And now we have a secret number. And you want to put your number in the chat, and Brandon will pick somebody. It's a number between 1 and 100. It's different every week. Give us your guesses, and we will choose someone.
It is different every week, and thank God for that.
In your favor.
Yes, and welcome to all of our wonderful participants here. Hi, Emily Brown. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
and Bob
Beach. Hey.
Joe, Jason.
Bob played on my record.
Hey, Bob
Oh my
Beach.
God, really?
Yeah,
Good
Bob
job.
played on track number 1, exactly where you are. That's Bob that you hear bringing that train on in.
I
That
love
is
it.
Mr.
Bob has
Beach.
been wonderful. He's had several house concerts for me, and the last one I brought Alice, and he's played with me at various places,
Yes,
including
Bob,
Philly
it's
Folk
nice to see
Festival.
you.
And wow,
Oh,
wonderful
it's so
harmonic.
good.
Awesome.
Nice to see you, Joe and Leah. Oh,
Hi,
this
Leah.
is great.
Hey, fantastic.
Perry and Beth.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, I think a great way to
Perry's done?
start. Yes, Beth and
Awesome.
Perry are here. Great to see you all. Chris, would you play a song from your new record, maybe, if I may be so bold as to request?
That's pretty bold, but I bet you'll do it.
Should we ask them like what kind of song they want, or do you have a song picked?
We're just gonna give it to them.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, the good one. Play the good one.
Play the good one.
There are only good ones on that record, Freebo.
Ah, good answer. Good answer.
I've seen so many flags flying high. Some were rainbow for pride, some were for saving black lives, and some were odes to the war long lost the last time hate tried to rise. But I haven't seen the red, white, and blue for a while. Yeah, I've seen so many flags flying high. Some were red, black, and green for celebrating Juneteenth. Some were signs of respect to the few proud and brave who keep us free. But I haven't seen the red, white, and blue lately. This country of mine hasn't felt much like itself. It's no wonder so many put our glory on the shelf until the promise of her colors was back within our reach. Then that star-spangled banner, she was lighting every street. It was a hope revolution. We the people and the future of our choosing. It was a love revelation. Justice for all, indivisible, one nation. These 4 years didn't feel like the last. The worst parts of our past, it's like they brought them all back. Babies caged, borders closed, our democracy under attack. Never thought I'd see the red, white, and blue do that. Oh, this country of mine hasn't felt much like itself. It's no wonder so many put old glory on the shelf until the promise of her colors was back within our reach. And that star-spangled banner, she was lighting every street. It was a hope revolution. We the people and the future of our choosing. It was a love revelation. Justice for all, indivisible, one nation, one nation. Oh, those colors aren't just pretty, they're pretty much who we are. Perseverance and justice, vigilance and valor. That's why we were dancing, not marching, as those dark clouds scattered. There was glass everywhere from all the ceilings being shattered. It was the first time in a long time that it felt like it mattered what those colors stood for and who those colors were for. It was a hope revolution. We the people and the future of our choosing. It was a love revelation. Oh, justice for all, justice for all, indivisible. Come on. One nation, one nation. I've seen so many flags flying high. Hope the red, white, and blue stays a while.
Nice.
Hey, thanks you guys.
What a great chorus, Chris.
Thanks so
I
much.
just I was moving and grooving.
Good. You
It's
should hear the
such-
album version. Woo!
I cannot wait to go back and specifically
Yeah.
check out that track.
That
Tell us
choir.
the name of that again.
That's called Hope Revolution. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some Hope Revolution bumper stickers on some cars when I get back on the road. So come pick one of those up.
Yes. Ooh,
That'd
I
be
love
great.
that. And did you say Love Revelation also?
Yes.
I know.
That
Can
is
you
just
even?
such Hope Revolution, Love Revelation is like,
Preacher's
just feels
kid.
good to say
Just a
it.
preacher's kid, you know?
Are you a preacher's kid?
I am, yeah.
She's a PK.
Oh my goodness, a PK.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you begin? Did you sing in church growing up? Is that where your singing started, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's mandatory.
Wow.
If you're a child who looks like me, who grew up in the AME church, it is mandatory that you spend at least a little bit of time in the youth choir at Harrison Chapel AME Church.
And when you're not good, they tell you, go ahead.
Then you don't make it to the adult choir. You
Go ahead.
You do your time in the children's choir, and then somebody pulls you right on out
Then
of
they
there.
just
Ju-
gently.
Just curious, do you have any current connection with that church? You carry some of it with you, or have you?
Always, yeah. I mean, my grandparents literally built that church. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, it's hard to, you don't shake that. You know, you listen to some of the songs on the album, you know, there are two specifically that have choirs in them. And a lot of the others, you can still hear a lot of that gospel influence in there. You don't
Definitely.
ever shake that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Wow. Well, I'm sure our audience maybe has some questions. I'd love to just ask Heather to do one more tune before we
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
move into that part of the evening.
Yes. Why don't we do Be Not Afraid?
Oh, yeah.
We'll give you so we're, as we said to those, you know, who are watching, we are LGBTQ. I identify as queer. And so and polyamorous. So Chris is also my not just my musical partner, but my partner as well. And actually played my partner down the aisle at our wedding. And after we were married, we received, my partner and I, we received a letter that said our love was wrong. Your marriage is wrong. And it was from somebody who was really quite close to us, and it was shocking, obviously, to receive. And I had written this song for a short film, but I hadn't finished the bridge. Well, I figured out the bridge after I received that letter. So this song is called Be Not Afraid, which I feel is very fitting because we were just talking about church. I also grew up in the church. And, you know, I am a believer that, you know, the goddess made no mistake in building me and building anybody. She knew exactly what she was doing. And being queer is a part of who I am. So there's those 3 words in the Bible, be not afraid. And she meant that through and through. So this song is called that. So here we go. I can feel you, but I can't stop you, and I don't want to, so I don't, and they can't see us. They can't stop us, and even if they could, we keep on going. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of them. Ooh, I'm not scared of what they'll say, 'cause holding you is worth the pain of what's coming. Ooh, so I whisper your name, yes I do, and I look at your face. Never thought I'd get this close. Ooh, never let myself hope. And I turn on the lights, and I pull back the shades. Ooh, let them find eyes, 'cause I'm not ashamed, ashamed, ashamed. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of them. Ooh, I'm not scared of what they'll say, 'cause holding you is worth the pain of what's coming. Ooh, 'cause it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. No, it's not wrong. No, it's not wrong. Our love's 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 not wrong. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared of what they'll say, 'cause holding you is worth the pain of what's coming. Baby, baby, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Oh, that song.
Beautiful.
Appreciate that. Thanks, everybody.
That's so fun.
Message.
Ooh,
Nice
we
and
got it.
deliberate.
You got it. Echo.
I think somebody's got.
There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. That's what
That
happens.
was so great. It was like you close your eyes, you're at like the Ryman. Hello.
I know. It's just that expanse. Yes, that was just beautiful.
Yeah,
I love
beautiful
that song
message.
so much.
Yeah. Just
She was.
it's so great that also that Chris, you can play guitar and Heather can sing, and like you guys have that flexibility with your
Yeah.
instruments, and
I've learned how to tuck my Aries in my back pocket and just be a backup singer.
this
Oh.
Aries is really coming out tonight. So
No.
It's Aries season.
No, it's
this
Aries.
is mild. It's
This-
Aries season. I'm holding back for you, Alice.
We're in it. It's Aries season. We've passed through Pisces.
Just
I
right
saw
through.
this amazing meme that was like, because we're hanging out now at this point. So I saw this amazing meme that was like, it was like, why I've given up meditating and started screaming. And it said, when you move from Pisces season to Aries.
it's and you know Freebo's a Pisces. I told you that, Heather.
sure am.
And I know you guys are two little fishes.
The kindred.
I see you. It's getting hot in here. I'm fogging up my glasses. Look at that.
I'm
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. But yeah, actually, Alice, I actually play guitar, but the really fun thing is that
I didn't know that.
yeah, I do. Yeah, I actually wrote this song and I play it live whenever Chris isn't with me, but there's something to it.
Yeah.
When you have a player who's really good at what, I mean, you know this, like you have a side player next to you who's so good at what they do, and then you can let go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just sing.
Oh
There are
my
so
God.
many songs that we do that I've just totally I've embraced, like whether it's just Freebo or with a band, just putting my guitar down and getting to do like a blues tune that I don't know how to play, that I
Right.
love. Just I started taking the mic off the stand and like
Yes.
having a moment with it, and it's like, oh, this is nice.
Oh, I like this. Yeah, I mean, I went full on like glam diva when we started playing, like touring together. Like by the end of we do this annual. Well, we didn't do it last year. We did it virtually last year. We do this annual Pride tour every
June,
summer,
yeah.
every June for Pride. And by the end of it, we did 38 shows in 42 days. And by the end of it, I was like, the whole band was covered in glitter because of me.
That's great. I love it. I can see that. I could totally see that.
Yep.
So, you guys, I think maybe it's time to let our lovely Zoom audience
Yeah, we wanna
maybe
talk
raise
to
their
you all.
hand.
But
and,
wait,
Oh.
but wait, there's less.
Oh.
But wait, there's less. But wait, there's less.
There's less. I never said that before.
What?
But
Our winner?
Do we have a winner?
Okay, Brandon has to tell me our winner.
Keep us on
Hold
task.
Brandon, do we
Freebo.
have a
Oh
winner?
my God, I know. This is really rare for you. He's really...
I'm just trying to keep it together.
Oh,
here.
that's what that message meant, Brandon. He sent me a very cryptic
He
message.
did.
I
But Brandon
think
can be cryptic.
he said, so far, correct, Brandon? It's that... I know you can hear me right now.
Yes. Yes.
Are we still
that's
good with
the one.
Alan? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Our winner tonight for the Cordial Cable giveaway is named Alan Mapes. Alan, and your last
Or
name
is
is
it Mapes?
M-A-M. Alan
I
Mapes.
think it's Mapes. Yeah.
Alan Mapes, you guessed the number
Okay.
37, and I had guessed 45, so you were the closest tonight, and you're going to get to choose a mic cable or an instrument cable, and we'll also send you a t-shirt in your chosen size. And if
Very
you just
nice.
go to my website, go to alicehowe.com/contact, and just shoot me a message on there. I will make sure that you get the information you need to
So
get your
cool.
reward. So,
Congratulations.
Yes.
And Alan, I don't know if you can see it. I've got my Cordial T-shirt on. You
Wow.
know,
All
And
right.
by the way, for Heather and Chris, you guys get, unfortunately, only one T-shirt.
You're going to have to share.
You
Oh,
can
boy.
share it,
All
not
right.
at
I'll
the same
take it.
time, hopefully.
Oh, so cold.
I'll take it.
I mean, she's gonna end up taking it even if
I bet
did,
Mike
so.
could
Yeah,
spare
it's,
too.
it's a cool one. Yeah, but
I
you
bet
guys will love the cable. I know we couldn't talk too much about it, but
I'm
these
so
things.
excited.
First of all,
Yeah.
it's a lifetime guarantee. So it's
Which is so
literally the only
cool.
cable. So if something goes wrong with it, you return it, they give you another one. And
great,
it's,
Freebo.
it sounds really good. It's all copper,
Amazing.
little to no resistance in it. So
Yes.
and you can either mic cable. All our cables are Cordial.
And
guitar
I want to
cable,
say,
mic cables.
also, Mike is in the chat.
Mike
He
is
said,
in the
He
chat?
said you guys get 2 T-shirts. So
Wow, 2 T-shirts. They don't have to share. That's very nice of you, Mike. Thank
You're the
you.
best, Mike.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
We see you there. That's
So-
great. Thank you, Mike.
thank you, Freebo.
You don't have to share. You're
Getting us
welcome.
back
Thank
on
you.
track.
Yeah, I don't
And
share,
I have a
that's
quick
great.
thing as far as so congratulations, Alan, and you've been a really good supporter of the show.
Yes.
Really appreciate that,
Lovely.
Chris. Heather Mae. I remember seeing you for the first time at Kerrville
Yeah.
in the New Folk competition, and you came out. And I thought, who is this woman sitting down at the piano like she knows what she's doing? And it turned out you knew what you were doing, and you
I
blew
tried.
everybody away. I'll never
Yeah.
forget. What was that? 2012, 2013? What year
No,
was
gosh,
that?
that wasn't even that long ago. That was in 2016. 2016. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I remember seeing you.
No,
having a
2017. Excuse me.
Are
So
you
sorry, Alex.
Really?
2017.
That's when you first came there? Wow.
2017.
Nice.
I think I saw you play, Heather, at Folk Alliance in Kansas City at my very first time at that conference. And I
Yeah.
was all like, oh my God, there's so much happening.
Oh my
And I
God.
just went into that room and I was like, damn, like this. I had the same reaction. I was like, not just your music, Heather, but like your performance, just your whole
Your
thing was
presence.
so tight and so powerful. And I was just like, oh my God, like I need to get a little bit of that and bring it into my being. Like that energy is just good on you. You make it
Thank you.
a good first impression.
Well, my mama raised me right. There we go.
She did. She really did.
Thanks, you guys. Way to make a
Yeah.
gal feel good in Aries season. It's terrible
Nice.
here. It's terrible.
She needs that.
In any season, Heather.
Well,
Any
it's
season.
mutual. It's just tons of mutual admiration
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
We love
She's
you
such a
both
fan.
so much. Every time we get to cross paths for longer than like one show at a conference, at a festival, it's always it's like a highlight to like hang out late into the evenings playing music and probably drinking a little bit of something. Yeah.
Always
of
tea
us.
for me. I'm always
Some of
drinking
us.
tea.
Some of us. Particularly me.
You know,
Usually me.
and I so appreciated, Chris, one more little heartwarming moment. When you came into my showcase in Dan Navarro's room at Folk Alliance, I remember you front and I was just like, wow, like that really meant a lot to me, because
Yeah.
there's so much going on, and I just, those things are so crazy, and we're all on the same booking agency, Fleming Artists, and I just, you really, you wanted to give me that time, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every time. I mean, I'm such a fan, Alice. I think your voice is just so stunning, and I love your songwriting so much. So I'm going to be there. I will always be at an Alice Howe showcase, just so everyone knows. If you're looking for me at Folk Alliance, check Alice's schedule first, and then mine.
And then we will be
That's
there.
what I'll be, yeah.
Thank you.
So
That's
beautiful.
sweet.
Such a fan.
Likewise. Thank you. Well, now that we've done that, let's.
What else
Let's-
is there to do?
Does anybody in the audience want to raise their little emoji hand or their actual hand and say something to us or say hello or ask a question.
Yeah.
I see somebody
There you
whose
go, we got
name
a couple.
is
It's a strange
we got
name. What
does
is
that say
name?
finger picker? I see
Yeah.
finger picker. I see Neil.
That's
Finger
Amy.
picker.
Amy. Hi Amy. You want to unmute yourself, Amy? There she
Yep.
goes.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Yeah,
Yes.
you might have to turn
Hi.
your camera off for just a sec, love. To help your
So
audio.
totally on.
Yeah,
Ooh, I think we have.
if you
I
why don't you try and turn your camera off? It'll probably
Yeah.
help your audio a little bit.
Give that a
Oh,
shot.
really?
Yep.
I didn't.
Less
Okay.
There we go. Go ahead, Amy.
Go ahead. Let's try and talk again.
Okay. How's that?
A little
There we
better.
go. I can hear
Is
you
that
now.
better?
Better.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So totally off the subject. Next Wednesday is okay. Next Wednesday is Chris's birthday. And it's my birthday as well, so happy birthday, Chris. I don't get a chance to talk to you.
So
before
sweet.
that.
They love.
You
So
get that?
sweet.
We got it.
Thanks for that
Anybody
message, Amy.
home?
Yeah, we got you. Thanks so much. We appreciate that. Happy early birthday.
Thanks, Amy.
Oh, did it finally come through?
It did.
Okay. Love you,
Yep.
girls.
Love
And,
you.
Love
Be
you.
safe. Be safe.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Amy.
And Allison Freebo.
He's written songs. He was Bobby Womack's main co-writer.
Yes.
Wrote a lot of songs with Bobby. Has a wonderful song about Bobby called "Left-Handed Upside Down,"
so
about the way
good.
Bobby
it's about
played
me.
guitar.
Perfect.
and Learn how to do it. Yeah,
Exactly.
Tune in.
And you
Tune
know
in
what
next
just
week.
occurred to me?
What's
These
that?
two should know about the Posies.
You should
Oh,
know about the Posies.
yes.
Absolutely.
I've
Yeah,
talked
because
about
your
them
music
with-
is so positive.
I've talked about them with
Freebo.
Freebo. Yeah, tell me.
Oh, you have? I feel like your music would really resonate
Oh,
with the
absolutely.
folks there. It's,
Totally. And in fact, there's one category called social justice.
Yep.
So
I think you guys might want to submit something to that.
right.
That'd be well. And Harold is. I just mentioned that because he's very much in that world.
Oh,
and
very
writes,
much.
Cool.
Writes a lot of really wonderful songs in that vein. And you know, as we had guests a couple weeks ago, or was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago. They're a duo called Stow Good. It's two amazing female songwriters and singers that are based in Nashville, and they do a lot of this posse music as well. And they described it as grown-up music.
grown-up music.
Nice.
Because I was
love
like,
that.
define that for me. Because I was thinking, you know, and it's not all just like happy-go-lucky. It's like, it's adult.
Well, it's about real
It's
stuff.
like real.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
Like,
Love
which
and
is,
life.
yeah.
I love that.
So, I think Neil had his hand up.
And
Neil,
Neil, before
Braverman?
you say anything, I got to say, I love your background, man, between Black Lives Matter and
Yeah.
Science is Real and all
So
these
good.
wonderful bumper stickers. Good to see you, man. How you doing?
Thank you very much, Freebo. It's good to see you again, and Alice as well, and because of Finger Picker, I forgot the name already. I didn't know
Amy.
that Amy. Thank you, Amy, because I have had the great honor of hearing and meeting Chris at our Musicians for the Greater Good concert that we did. But I did not know, Chris, that your birthday and my birthday are on the same day.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Look at us.
Wow.
We had 3 people with the same birthday in the same room. That is so awesome.
That is very special.
Happy early birthday.
Oh my God, we have
One
another
more?
person.
Is there another?
Oh my God, what is happening? Wait, what was that date?
Beth.
Hold up.
Wow.
Hold up. Hold up.
And
Hold up.
Heather, it's such a thrill to hear you tonight and see you and meet you. And I'm just so happy for all of you and for me too for being here. And,
Yeah.
and of course to Brandon, thanking him for putting this whole thing, making it happen and just loving it. So I don't want to take up time. I just want to let you know I'm just thrilled to be here as always.
That's so awesome. Happy
Thank
early
you, Neil.
birthday,
Happy
Neil.
early birthday,
You
Neil.
right back
Great.
at you.
Yeah.
Jeez.
To all of
Man,
you.
there's a lot of Aries energy.
Yeah.
Boy,
That's
oh
it.
boy.
We're really airing it out here tonight.
Strong.
That's great.
then when,
I was,
look, we-
I
then
was
we
wondering
got,
why I was feeling a little extra.
That's
now
why.
I know. Now
She's
I
in
know
the
why.
community.
we got to pass it over to
I feel
Beth
so
because
seen.
it's Beth's birthday as
I know,
well
Beth.
on Sunday.
Wow.
Beth, speak up, would you?
Hi, you two. So good to
Hi.
see you
You
both.
guys.
My birthday is Monday, but I'm an Aries.
Okay.
Close enough. We'll count it.
Close enough.
Yep.
Hey,
You know how
guys.
the
Happy
Aries
birthday.
do.
Nice to see all of you.
You
Nice
too.
to see you
Thank
too.
you. Thank
This
you.
is
Thanks
such a-
for all
this
you
is-
do at Ethical Brew.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yep.
This
One
is
of the
such-
last
Hey,
shows
it's a
I got
rhyme.
to play.
You know, we're doing our thing over here, and we just stopped in, and I love the idea of you guys all being together. This is like, our favorite people all bunched up. You don't have to go jump around. Here you all are at one place at
here.
one time.
Yeah.
It's great.
Welcome.
And we got the new Chris. We got the new Changemaker CD, and it is wonderful.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I
We're so
love-
proud of it.
Oh God, I love going to the mailbox and just there's like music in the mailbox. It's like one of my favorite things because it's surprise.
That's great.
So it's
That is
great.
great.
And
Thank you so much. I
Oh,
sure
yeah,
appreciate that. You too.
wanted to say hey and thank you for another great evening.
Absolutely. Thanks for
our
Thank
pleasure.
you
sharing
for
this.
joining us.
Yeah.
Happy
Thanks, you
birthday to all the
guys.
Aries.
Yes. Happy early
Oh,
birthday to you,
And Palm
Beth.
Beach, I see you there. Hi.
Yeah, you guys, that's Bob playing on exactly where you are on track number 1 on Changemakers. That awesome harmonica. That's all Bob Beach.
Well, there we
Can't
go.
wait to hear it.
Great.
Hey.
Thank you guys.
Oh, hi, Bob.
Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing
So
well.
great.
Are you and David Nicholas Strain doing anything together online, which is kind of hard to do, but have you done any of that?
We've done a few things. Can I do a plug?
Sure, absolutely.
Yes.
April 23rd, we're doing a live stream for the 8th Step up in Schenectady, New York. But I'm going to fly out to Portland or to Eugene, and we'll do it live together.
Wow.
And it'll be the first time we've played it actually in the same room since
Oh,
we were in Mexico last March.
Wow.
that'd be nice.
Wow.
Have you had your shots yet?
Yes, I've had both my shots.
Great.
Congratulations.
I get my second shot tomorrow.
That's
All
awesome.
right.
Which are you getting?
Pfizer.
Pfizer. That's what I had.
Which one are you
Day off
getting?
after it.
Well, that's the question. Is
That's
which
a new
one
question.
you
Which
get, man?
ones you get?
Pfizer or Moderna
I'm
or
like,
Johnson and
you
Johnson?
guys, I'm so jealous. I'm like at the point where I'm waiting outside the CVS. Like, you got any left?
That sounds like the old cocaine days. Hey, you
It's
got
like,
any?
I'll settle for Johnson and Johnson. If you got anything,
I'll take anything.
Johnson and Johnson.
The Freebo,
Yeah.
day after the second shot is the rough one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I've heard that from. I've gotten mixed reviews on that. Actually, the engineer we work with in Bakersfield, who's under 40 years old, said that his
He
second
did.
shot he was fine, and then 24 hours later
He was
had
like-
some wicked syndrome that
Yeah.
really put him down for about 24 hours. So he said, "So Freebo, expect the worst. Just
Take
know
the
that you'll
day
be
off."
okay.
Yeah.
Take a day off." And I've had some other friends who had absolutely nothing. So
I was
you
I was
Chris and
very
Heather have got it,
lethargic
too.
the next day.
Yeah.
were you?
And then the day after I was just back to my normal lazy self.
Yeah.
So good.
I love it.
I got my second yesterday,
Muted,
and
I think.
no big deal.
Oh, you got it
Oh.
yesterday?
All
I
right.
yesterday felt a little cruddy at night, and woke up in the morning with fine, just sore arm where I got stuck. It was fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, they say when you have that reaction, it means it is working. It means your immune system is reacting to it, and that's a good thing. That's what they say, whoever they are.
Who's
Knocking on my
they?
butt, I didn't
We
know.
trust
I
them,
just-
though.
Yeah, we trust them.
Definitely trust them.
I believe in scientists. That's what I believe.
Yes.
I
And,
believe
and
in
anybody else out there had the shot? Who had the second shot? Who had a reaction to
There's
it? Raise your
tons
hand if
of
you did.
chat.
Moderna.
The chat is just lighting up. Everybody's writing in there that
Yeah.
they
Is
were.
it?
Yeah, we for
put the
for
chat
us we had one of us had a temperature of almost 103, and by almost I mean like real close, and was like, I'm fine. I don't need anything.
I was like, I just had the chills. Can somebody just bring me a blanket?
And I was like, let's take your temperature. It's 103, and I was like, no
Oh my
questions
goodness.
asked.
That's
Don't.
fine.
I
That's
like
fine.
got up to go get Tylenol, and she starts to talk, and y'all know. Remember, Aries moon. I looked at her and said, don't say a word.
So feisty. I'm like, you know what? Wow. Yeah,
Well,
but it was
but
it was fine. The Tylenol broke
question-
the fever right away.
She took
Oh,
that
yeah.
Tylenol and she was like, I think it broke. And I looked at her, she's like, dripping
Right
with
away.
sweat.
So
Well,
yes,
the-
the day
the
2
question-
was rough. But
The
Tylenol
question
broke-
arises. The question arises: how did you guys qualify for it? Neither one of you was over 65.
But
So-
our BMI is over 35.
So
Freebo.
BMI, let me just tell you, look quick, just step up on this soapbox
Yep.
real quick. BMI is a
That's
hoax.
it.
It's
It's a hoax.
ridiculous. It's making us measure ourselves based upon what a dietitian created over in Europe in the 1920s.
I've read about that a little bit.
It is
It's
ridiculous.
not-
It's based
Yeah.
upon the type of gravity or how much gravity holds you to the ground based upon just literally
It's-
weight and height.
Depending on what planet you're on.
Oh my god, exactly, or what you're on. Anyways, but so
That's how we got it, and we jumped the border.
so we got it, and
Pennsylvania.
we did. We literally
Well,
drove.
good
to
for you.
Yeah, we drove to Pennsylvania because DC's. It has been such a long process, so we just decided to go ahead and do it. And go to, because one of us, my other partner, was fully vaccinated very early on, and was having to, at the time, was they were thinking that they were going to be going and doing work outside of the home for the first time, and we were like, we cannot chance it. Like, hi, look at us. We are plus size. One of us is a woman of color and a butch. No, thank you. I am not having this in my house. We are.
Do you get to call up and say, "Excuse me, I'm a butch and I need the shot"? Does
I
that
need the shot.
Totally.
Right
But
away.
we drove, let me tell you this, we drove to rural Pennsylvania, and they looked at us and were like,
At first, they thought that was a joke when they saw our address, but we were like, no, we're
here.
An hour and a
Good
half
for
is an
you.
easy drive.
That makes me
for
think I
a
should drive
vaccine.
to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get in my
They have
car.
extra.
Long drive.
That's the thing that's so crazy. It's like, there's so many people that the anti-vaxxers, the anti-COVID people, they're just like, there are certain towns where there are many of them, and so they have an abundance of vaccines. So they're
Wow.
just like,
yeah.
if
the
anybody
thing
needs
is,
it, come get it.
That
So we were
is-
like, we will be right there.
It's
Very
a little-
interesting.
It's a little unnerving, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, and I will say they are, we live in a predominantly black neighborhood in DC, and they are now starting here in DC. They're starting to really get it out into every neighborhood for a really
Like
long time.
pop-up vaccine
Yeah,
stations.
pop-up vaccines, like right around the corner from us, and it's really cool to see everybody getting the care that they deserve and
That's
fast.
great to hear.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great to hear.
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to refer to our chat for a second because we have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am just going to scroll back because we have a lot of comments about the
We
vaccine.
were having too much fun. Sorry about that.
So, question for Heather and Chris from Carolyn, who's watching on Facebook. How did you guys meet and how did you start singing with each other?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we met years and years and years ago.
In 2012.
Yeah. It was like a songwriter. This guy does this thing where it's like 9 different songwriters just show up for a night at a random venue and just sing songs. And so that's when I first met Heather. Mm-hmm. And then
I was wearing really uncomfortable heels. That's all I remember.
wow.
Oh, and she was the quiet one who didn't want to talk to anybody in the green room. And I remember being like, what's with this girl?
Yeah. I'm very, very pensive when it's, I'm like getting myself together for the show. I don't like to talk a lot.
But then she goes up on stage and I was like, what is with this girl? What is happening on stage here?
Yeah.
And we became tour mates, and we started doing this tour called Singing Out, and we just, I don't know, it was like quick. It was 2012 we met, but we didn't start touring. You played my birthday show, my first ever sellout show at Jam and Java in Vienna in 2013.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like...
So we just have known of each other. Being DC songwriters, a lot of us know of each other and know each other. So we just started singing together, and then we started singing together more and more and more. And then once we did that Singing Out tour, we were on the road singing songs as a band. It was awesome. It was great.
Cool.
Yeah.
One thing led to another, and we fell in love.
That's a different
What
podcast.
happens?
That's a different podcast.
I should have a podcast.
Yeah, right.
We have been thinking about it. It's so funny that you should say that because there's really not a lot of representation of polyamory. This is our dog, by the way. I don't know if you can see her. Nope, she can't. She's down
just
here.
below the camera line.
No, she's just below it. But if you see a little nose. Oh, there it is. But there's not a whole lot of representation of polyamorous couples and family, and it's for I think the representation in the media of polyamory is monogamous couples that cheat or monogamous couples that are unfaithful, which is not polyamory.
Right. Actually, Heather, I thought of you guys the other day because I get the New Yorker, and I read a really fascinating article in it about, and I'll send it to you if you haven't heard of it, but it's about polyamory and the interesting shared goals of the polygamist community, which is like a super different socially community.
Totally
and then the polyamorous community, and how y'all
There's
are
a lot
both
of things that
looking
align.
for recognition as
Recognition.
like non-traditional one person to one person marriage, and like different types of families, and being able to keep your kids. And it was a really cool article. I want to
send it to
I
you.
would love to read that. The really interesting thing about this, so that there's a lot of social, cultural differences between those who practice polygamy and those who practice polyamory. Specifically, just literally like conservative, like morals, and so and like represent. And I'll just say I am LGBTQ. There is no there's no like one way to be trans, one way to be polyamorous, one way to be a polygamist. There's zero. Like there's just it's a diverse, even in these little groups. So when I say this, I take it as a grain of salt. But like in polygamous families, often like women are seen as like submissive. And there's a lot of like straight couples that represent like that dynamic. And in polyamory, it's really liberal. A lot of the time it's very, very liberal. It's like love is love, and in that way it's so expansive. So they often do include LGBTQ. We're even some of us are leading that front. But the one thing that we are very aligned in is the recognition of that love is infinite, and that it's not finite. And if you look at your people who have children, for example, a parent that has another child doesn't go, well, you don't get as much love. No, it's
well, when they're doing it right,
when they're doing it right, exactly.
Some therapists would say that some try.
And it's literally an identity, I mean, just like somebody can be lesbian, it is, some people are polyamorous. I am polyamorous. I am more fulfilled when I love more people, and I'm really good at it, and I'm really good at communicating, and because I am a better person when I love big, but my mom is monogamous as possibly
everybody's
be.
different,
and everybody's different. That's exactly it.
It was just actually kind of encouraging in this article. The last thing I'll say about it is just that there was a moment where this person who I would have thought being like a Mormon I would think of them as being like pretty socially super conservative would be my assumption, and that they would be like religiously pretty fundamentalist. But this person actually, there was a quote of them being like, we have learned a lot from the LGBTQ movement about how to talk about our identity. And it was like, whoa.
Whoa.
All right, I'm gonna have to read that.
Totally. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I will send it to you. It was just fascinating. I was like, wow, you guys, like, and it made me kind of think a little differently about my understanding or my judgment of that community too, being like thinking that must be all super patriarchal, which it kind of is, but also there's like an element of people are just choosing how they want to live, and if they want to be there, like who are you to say that they're not taking care of their kids or they're not, it's
totally.
It was just
what's really interesting about LGBTQ people is that we have been told for so many centuries what we do is wrong, and that legislation is not going to be allowed. We are not going to be seen as equal in the eyes of the government. And so we've just this whole time been like, yeah, well, we'll just do it our own way. We'll make family and fall in love our own way. We will get married and have ceremonies our own way. And now we're allowed to get married. And so it totally makes sense that like the LGBTQ community is leading the front lines of how truly you can love. Yeah.
Well said. Really, really, thanks for sharing that. It's so important to put it out there and just kind of expand the conversation about all of these things, relationships and how we live and
I want to answer a question.
Yes, there were a couple questions. And then we have two people that want to say something. I want to make sure we get to Jack and also Mike, and we might go a little bit longer. I hope that's okay with you guys.
Okay, this is a question, I think, from my friend Jane. And Jane asked basically when we think it's going to be safe to go out on the road and if we have any plans on doing that. And Jane, you live in Kansas City, which is actually very interesting that you asked that question.
Interesting question, Jane.
Interesting, very interesting. We're actually driving from LA to Muscle Shoals to do
record my record.
To do Alice's record. We're very excited about that. I mean, this is a classic studio where so much of the wonderful old R&B music was done. And we've got a great band. We've got the tunes. Who knows? There might be a couple more to be written, but the ones that are there are really phenomenal. We're stoked. But we're going to do a somewhat circuitous route.
Highly circuitous.
Circuitous. We're going to Alabama from LA by way of Colorado, Kansas, St. Louis, Chicago, Nashville.
We were offered to play Folk Stage at Rich Warren's Folk Stage show in Chicago at WFMT. So we were like, and he was like, "Can you do the last weekend in June?" We were like, "Well, I guess we can."
So we tried to leave early, and then Alice had an offer to play in St. Louis, and of course that's why I'd play with her. And then we have a friend lives in Colorado, and Kansas City is right along the way on I-70, and we just happen to have a night off. We're actually looking for a gig.
Something safe, outdoors.
Something safe,
Jane,
outdoors,
if you wanna...
or a large indoor venue with everybody either with shots or masks or something.
Yeah.
But email me. I'll let you know what the prospective date is for that.
It feels like things are starting to move. I don't know about you guys, but it feels like later on this year, provided it feels like the right situation and that the venue or the house concert has an understanding of like safe protocols and that
what social distancing
and that
masks,
the audience feels safe, because as we've all discussed, we don't want to be the reason that someone came out and got sick at one of our shows.
Not.
Worst nightmare.
So So as long as provided that all feels good, I'm excited to be able to do some safe performances this year.
Absolutely. And it feels a whole lot better, having been vaccinated, and we're trying to see if we can get Alice vaccinated as well. So it's nice to know that, and you don't want to give it to anybody else. By the way, on Rachel Maddow, 2 nights ago, I heard, and it seemed like really good information, that not only is the vaccine going to stop you from getting the virus, but I was also wondering, but can I carry the virus and give it to someone else? Apparently, according to this information, there's a 90% chance that it will be effective to the point where the virus cannot inhabit your body. It can't live in you,
really
which is really good.
Good to know.
And the logic of that is, do the math. Well, if everybody gets vaccinated, or 90%, and
wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice? But if that's the case, and the virus has nowhere to live, unfortunately, there are a lot of it's become political, and there's a lot of anti-vacciners out there. So we'll see what happens. But I thought that was some great information. So
really
back to the question at hand, between the two of us, if we're vaccinated, I think we're going to feel pretty good about it. But we still want to have social distancing, because we don't want to have any kind of super spreader that we're involved in.
Check out this beautiful animal that
Do
just
you
appeared.
see
in
this?
Oh, wow.
I'm so jealous. I can't even look. I want a
This is my
cat
son.
so much.
His name is Harry.
Harry.
Harry. And he showed up at one of my gigs. And
And you took him home?
And he was just a kitten, and nobody wanted to take him. And I was like, what is happening? And Rob, my partner, was standing by the door and was like, and I was like, okay, we're taking it home.
There was one I saw McCabe's Guitar Shop here in LA. It's in Santa Monica.
Place.
Yeah, they posted on their Instagram one day, maybe a few months ago, about a kitten that had just appeared there, and I still think about that kitten. I'm like, I didn't do it, and I just I'll regret that the rest of my life.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I want to make sure that Jack gets to ask a question or say hi. Hi, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm still trying to figure out how to fix my name on Zoom. It works for my business, but on the regular Zoom, I'm Jack Rickenbach, as you may or may not know.
Mm-hmm. Know
which is a great name.
Such a good
Well,
name.
thank you. Yeah, I wish my family history hadn't dropped the ER. I'd be part of the guitar company, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But I wanted to connect some dots because Bob is on and spoke a little bit. And I wanted to let Bob know, I don't know if he remembers, I met him at a really cool coffee house place called Burlap and Bean in the suburb of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I was
In
there to
Ardmore.
watch Craig Bickard and Jesse Terry. And I'm sitting right in front of the soundboard and I hear this wonderful harp playing, but I'm looking at the stage and no one's playing harp. What the hell's going on? I thought, are they doing this to a recorded track? And then I turned around and there's Bob Beach playing a harmonica right behind me into the mix. And it was terrific. Bob, are you still on?
No, Bob had to leave, unfortunately.
Oh.
He just left about 3-4 minutes ago.
Oh no.
Oh, that's too bad. Because I wanted to connect the dots. And now that you guys are coming up this way, he might be the right guy to run sound if he's available. But we'll talk about that later.
Very cool.
Okay, great. Excellent.
Well, thanks for
I'll
stopping by, Jack.
I'll get in touch with him if you want. Just
Yeah,
email me.
it's up to you. I don't know how you like to do your own sound or whatever, but he'd be terrific.
We'll talk.
Well, there's not a whole lot to run for us. If there's a system there and we do a sound check, I can certainly set it up easily.
Okay.
And once we're going, we're fine. Nothing really changes. So.
Okay. And then final comment, I'm part of the Aries invasion. My birthday was last week.
Hey, happy belated
Aries invasion.
birthday, Jack.
Happy belated birthday. Oh,
Thank you.
no.
And you guys are wonderful. I'm pointing to Heather and Chris, but you guys are fantastic.
Thank
Thanks
you
so
so
much.
much.
Appreciate that.
First time I've heard you, and it won't be the last.
Thank you very much. I really
thanks.
appreciate it, Jack.
Well, I just want to say, I think Mike Smith wanted to say hi. We have like 5 more minutes, and then we'll all go, and I'll eat some dinner.
I'll hop really fast.
Okay. Hi, Mike.
Not too
Hi,
fast.
Mike.
I
lady.
think you're a millennial.
No, not me, man. Ladies, I just wanted to let you know that after hearing tonight's show, I'm a new fan, of course, and
Thanks. Welcome to the
in a
family.
world full of intolerance and pointing fingers at us and them and all that, it's really great to hear music that is about me and you and really is all about tolerance. I really, really loved it.
Thank
So
you
great.
so much.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening.
I got one disappointment, only one disappointment.
Tell me.
And
No dog songs.
I knew he was going to say that. I had a feeling. I was like,
She
I know
has
he's
a
going to say
really
that.
good one. It's
have a-
on
yeah.
one of her albums.
Go listen to By My Side.
By My Side.
Next
Oh,
time.
nice.
Can you
We're gonna
play
have
it
to-
now? Come on.
I mean, I can if people want me to play it. Yeah.
Oh, Freebo, come on, let her go.
Go for it.
See, we both got we,
I'll be
both got
a
dog songs,
satisfied.
Chris.
I'll be a
I think we-
satisfied man.
All right.
We might have to, I mean, I'm all for
Hey,
it.
I got an idea. Why don't you play a dog song
then you play
and then
one.
I'll play a dog
Are we
song
gonna
too.
finish with dog
This is
songs?
great.
We don't
Yeah.
have
here
to
for
finish
this.
with that. We can
We're going to
finish
take
with
it home with dog
conversation.
songs.
Let's
I
do
love
it.
it.
That would make me very happy.
All right.
All right,
I'll do
this
it.
is from
And
Mike.
Heather and Chris, just in case you haven't put 2 and 2 together, Mike is the guy from Cordial who's
We
giving
saw
you the
that.
cane.
So great.
You know that.
Thanks for the
Okay.
t-shirt, Mike. All right. This is By My Side.
Little dog with your big brown eyes, you're the bright yellow sun when all I see is gray skies. Won't you teach me how to be a little more like you? How to always see the best in people, no matter what they do. How to size up every stranger I meet. How to know when to bite or when to just show my teeth. Oh, life gets so hard sometimes, but it's nothing I can't handle with you by my side. She doesn't ask me why I'm feeling blue. I don't have to say a word and she understands. If I could be half the person my dog is, then I would be twice the human I am. Little dog with your big funny grin, you're my shot in the arm when life's wearing me thin. Won't you teach me how to be joyful like you, how to find the simplest pleasures in every little thing I do, how to take more time to cut loose and play, how to just wander and trust I'll find my way. Oh, life gets so hard sometimes, but it's nothing I can't handle with you by my side. She doesn't ask me why I'm feeling blue. I don't have to say a word and she understands. If I could be half the person my dog is, then I would be twice the human I am. Little dog with your big, big heart, you're the apple of my eye, my moon and stars. Won't you teach me all you can about this world, how to be the kind of friend to others that you've been to me, girl, how to love with every fiber of my being, how to keep on smiling with all the sadness I'm seeing. Oh, life gets so hard sometimes, but it's nothing I can't handle with you by my side. She doesn't ask me why I'm feeling blue. I don't have to say a word and she understands. If I could be half the person my dog is, then I would be twice the human I am. Twice the human I am.
Oh, Chris, that was awesome. Karen and the puppy came out.
Hey, thanks, Mike.
That's great.
Thanks,
Oh,
everybody.
that's wonder. What a great song. Wow. I mean, I've got a whole CD of dog songs.
Oh,
and,
fantastic.
I
We need to
did
make
it
a
back in-
compilation.
Yes.
Yeah, but back in 2002, I put it out, and one of the songs on it, I can't remember it, but it really goes on. It's cut. The chorus goes, "What can I do to be more like you? When I get in my way, what would you say to get me through? Days like these, I know I need to be more like you."
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's the same sentiment.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like they are just so great at the thing that we're supposed to be, that humanity component. You know, dogs just do it so effortlessly. It's just who they are.
Oh yeah,
just as
well, and it's that
beings.
unconditional love. If only we could find that in ourselves,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's just
Totally.
impossible to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me share.
Yeah, get in there.
I'll follow the dog. So this one, I think you probably can't quite relate to it being polyamorous, Heather, because this is really about somebody who's monogamous, because it's all about jealousy.
There you
Really.
go.
Oh,
To-
yeah.
that's how-
I know this
She
song.
definitely can't
I'm
relate.
ready for it.
Yeah, she loves my dog more than me. So there's definitely an ego involved, and as I could say, it's about. Wait a second. Wait a minute.
What about
but
me?
What about
I
me?
mean, I really, really love Juice.
Yeah. She might actually be able to relate, Freebo, to that one for sure.
It's funny how many people can relate to it.
It's universal. Oops. Uh-oh. It's all good. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Just
We're
using
fine.
my cordial cable for something other than...
Yes, that dog that popped up on the screen, y'all.
That
Her
was little
name
Juice.
was
Was that Best Dog?
Her
That is-
name.
that's
That
her
is
song.
the song. That is the Juice, the famous Juice. I saw Leah say, "Hi, Juice." It's so cute.
I miss the dog that Freebo's song is about. It's she's gone.
Hepburn.
She crossed over the Rainbow Bridge.
She did. Hepburn was a beautiful soul. Golden Retriever.
Oh,
classic.
All right, let's.
All right, y'all. Well, I think this will be our last tune, and we are just so happy that you joined us tonight. This felt extra good. A great night, and thank you.
It really was, and thank you, Heather and Chris. You guys were absolutely wonderful.
Two bright lights.
And thank you all for joining us. Not just in the show itself, but in the after show.
And thanks for your donations. For those of you who have sent them in, we've been seeing the emails come in, and we so appreciate it.
We do appreciate it, and we'll throw this out to you that we all have a Patreon, and you can join at very, very low price. And you'll get some great stuff for it, believe me. So you might want to check it out. Just go
maybe even instead of a tip.
Instead of a tip, we'd appreciate that, So
all of ours.
You wind up, we get like a couple bucks a month, and you guys feel really good, and we feel really good, and it's just a
and
just
you
a
get
great
a
way
lot
support.
for it.
And
You get to be a part of a
it.
really special.
In fact, sometimes maybe we shouldn't give them so much. I don't know. It's an awful lot for it, but okay, no, we'll be generous.
I'm so ready for this song.
But we'll come back and say goodbye to you as well.
I've never been so ready for this
song.
You
ready? And you all can sing along if you want. Ready?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Get that groove going.
Gotta get the groove.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Once upon a time, everything was so fine, cozy, just my baby and me. I was so well fed, had my breakfast in bed. I was happy as a man can be. Then my buddy called up, had the cutest little pup. I couldn't help but take him in. Little did I know her affection would go to my new little four-legged friend. Now she loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. We were lying by the fire, burning with desire, when suddenly to my chagrin, as the fire got to stoking, came a cold nose a-poking, somewhere it should not have been. I thought she'd shoo him away, but she told him to stay. It kinda took me out of the zone. Now a man's best friend gets a girl in the end, and I'm left holding the bone. 'Cause she loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. So I'm sitting here fuming while he's getting all the grooming. That ain't how it's supposed to be. Well, you know I don't hate him, but I got an ultimatum. Baby, it's the dog of me. Well, I got a reply as she led me outside, and she handed me my people chow. Now I'm howling at the moon while he's up in my room, and I'm in the doghouse now. Sing along, people. Ready? She loved my dog more than me. I see ya. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. Now it is. There's a moral to this.
I do.
Sing it? Well,
You want me to sing it
try it.
and play
Maybe.
bass at the same
See
time?
if you can. Maybe I'll harmonize with you.
There's a moral to the story. When you fall from the glory, you gotta do it gracefully. Now I'm back in the bed with the dog at the head. We're a nuclear family. And I accept my fate. You know there's little debate because this ain't no democracy. From the moment he came, it's been a doggone shame.
I like it. Let's do it again. It's been a doggone shame
that she loved my dog more than me.
Everybody sing. She loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. Yes, I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me.
Whoa, Freebo and Alice. Great night. Oh my.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Everybody can't thank you enough for tonight. This was
So delightful.
just lovely. Thank you, Heather, May, and Chris Matthews.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Very good. You guys are wonderful.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having us.
Great
Thank
show.
you all. Thank you all for joining us and supporting us. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Tune in next week. You will love
Harold Payne.
Harold Payne.
He's
By the
wonderful.
way, he's my co-writer on that song.
True.
Awesome.
Yes.
So you know. So he's a very fun, very clever guy.
Yes.
And what Harold does, some of you know this, you might have seen it, but Harold, we will have you, the audience, submit a couple titles, and he will, on the spot, write and present and sing a song, a complete song that embellishes and
makes
involves
it's
and
amazing.
encompasses all of those titles. He's incredible and
Wow.
very soulful cat, beautiful guy.
Great
so
improv.
tune in next week. You really enjoy it. Next week we're actually on the radio live. This
For
is
the
going to
first
be
time,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. When are they going to be on? If they
Yeah,
wanna
this
hear
will
it?
air on WPVM in Asheville on Tuesday, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome.
WPVM
I'll remind you guys if you wanna
FM.org, is
listen.
it?
You can go to WPVMFM.org. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But next week, next Wednesday at 8:00, we'll actually be live on the radio from now on. So that'd be kind of cool. Live. And I know that Jane mentioned there's a radio station in Kansas City that's looking for some content, something like
we'll
this,
definitely check
and
it
also that really wants to have some female content. Something about women, so we'll get in touch with you guys about that as well, Heather.
Yeah,
and
Heather's
Chris.
got an awesome song called Warrior.
And if they don't already have change makers, they should.
Everybody
So
should.
everybody go and listen to Chris's record tonight. Stream it.
Yeah.
Stream my new single, A Case of You.
Yes.
Go sign up for Freebo's Patreon. Oh, thank you.
Thanks so much, you guys, for having
Thank
us.
you guys.
No, it's a pleasure. We really had a
We'll
blast.
see you
I hope
next
you all
week,
did
everybody.
too.
Thank you. Yep. Thanks so much. Take
By the
care.
way, it is twilight here in LA.
It's twilight. That's right. Perfect timing.
Enjoy
Nothing
your
like
dinner,
the
Alice.
Oh, I will. I'm so ready. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.